like, subscribe, give a thumbs up. There's the Cash App right there. You can help the show. There's also a Venmo and a PayPal, and any of those things. We're saving up for a new computer. There's the PayPal. We're saving up for a new computer. So anytime you want to help out, wing. And what else? Yeah, that's it. Just subscribe. And if you're on twitch.tv/AlSparks, subscribe, and then subscribe, and then send the show and blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, one of the things we're enjoying lately is the fact that the Republicans are biting each other more than anybody else. They are on full attack mode. There's the Prigozhining of the GOP right now, and it's fun to watch. I gotta say, it's one of the most fun things, and some of it rarely does it surprise me though. Like, it's obvious when when maggot House Republicans hate Mitt Romney. It's like, yeah, I get it. But some of the people they attack, I'm like, really? You're really going after that person? I thought they were okay. Is there no okay anymore? Just like everybody's just fucking straight up. There's no thin line. There's no gray area. Yeah. So one of those folks is, of course, Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro. Navarro's on RAV on the War Room. And he's going after McCarthy. Now, this is Dr. Navarro. I love how he's Dr. Navarro. Like, it's the original sin here was McCarthy. And I don't know if he means McCarthyism back in the... Yeah, we'll find out. But I'm fairly certain he means Kevin. And these two guys getting together, as Biden would say, good luck in your senior year. Can I say for the record, I was one of the early people who, when everybody was like, oh my God, Russia and China are getting together, I'm like, won't last, and it's going to be ass, and they're going to tear each other to pieces, and it'll be embarrassing for both of them, and it's going to suck. And... you're welcome, I guess. What did I say? You're welcome? Yeah, okay. So, right again.
Peter Navarro, you've seen it all inside.
Excuse me, it's Dr. Navarro.
Is anything I'm saying, Peter, too over the top, sir?
Steve, let's start with the fact that the Dems know how to play the game.
That's right, absolutely. We got the dice. I always know to pick either the little terrier. Sometimes I like the iron. I gotta admit, or if I'm playing, depends on which game he's talking about. Obviously, in the game of life, I want the blue car. No matter, what, it doesn't matter. Whatever game it is, I'm a Dem. I know how to play it. Shoots or ladders, I'm good. Don't get me started on Simon.
They play hardball.
That's true. We do play hardball. You should see what the rest of the package is like.
Where's Dick? Hi, Dick. Do we like Dick? Yes.
What?
They are much more effective.
Yep, that's true. Okay, no lies detected. Play hardball, much more effective. Know the game. So why should you assholes be running anything?
Than our side. And the original sin here was McCarthy. And I blame that on some of the folks like MTG who somehow thought that this was going to be a good idea.
Oh, good. All right. So it is Kevin McCarthy he's talking about, not like McCarthyism in the fucking 50s. And this is somehow MTG's fault. All right. We're good. Everybody good? Chat room, you good? I'm good. This is good. All right. Let's sell this, man.
We're stuck with them now, but...
Yes, yeah, you're stuck with them. They're your people. You own them. We're not taking them. I'm just saying. He doesn't mean Joe McCarthy. He means Kevin.
What puzzles me here, Steve, is where did Jim Jordan go? He's on that milk carton now. The old Jim Jordan's on there. He's missing.
Oh shit. Well, in his defense, he's got to prepare for like 240 sexual assault civil actions against him because the courts allowed that to go forward. So he's been busy.
They seem to have no focus in terms of what's important and what's not.
So that's why you want them in charge of the fucking government. This is, all right, all right, at some point, at least, even though it's a myth, The idea that the Democrats control Congress, they control, even when they don't run it, they run it. They have the House, they have the Senate, they have the big tech, they've got big pharma, they've got corporations, they've got the EU, they've got NATO, they got the world government, they got everybody but the BRICS countries, and who the fuck wants those? And they run everything. But they shouldn't, because we could get in there and, I don't know, make jerk-off motions in front of a crowd.
And the subpoenas should be flying. They should be flying. There's just so many things that the country needs to. It's not about politics, Steve.
No, it's not about politics, even though it's politicians, and it's actually how, government is actually, politicians are the elected individuals that, in a democracy, just saying.
This is about selling our country out to the Chinese and weaponizing our justice system for partisan purposes.
One of which he's for and the other he's against, and I'm not quite sure which one.
Those, to me, are the two big overarching themes that we really have to get to the bottom of. And by the way, polls indicate that people will respond quite favorably if the Republican Party does its job.
Which is what?
And uncovers that. And just...
What if, and I know this is going to be a reach for you. I know this is going to be a very difficult thing for you to grasp. What if there is nothing to uncover? Let me roll that out there. What if, just float this, I mean, think of it as a thought experiment. Occam's rubber mallet being what it is. What if Trump actually lost the election and the Biden crime family is a myth that you guys are using to water down the genuine crimes of what Trump did while he was in office and shit he did before and his sort of other disgusting behaviors that all stack up? What if people are actually people and the vast majority of the shit you interact with in the world is what it says on the tin? It's actually what's happening, as opposed to some sort of giant Illuminati fucking conspiracy running every goddamn stoplight in your entire town.
It just goes on and on and on. This stuff about Sequoia Capital is part of this whole thing. It's very interesting because Kurt Campbell came on my radar screen in Trump Tower in 2016 when you and I were in that same building.
Dude, don't give it away. You're this close. Be careful. Be real fucking careful.
Trying to get Trump elected. And he
through what means?
He was the guy who engineered Hillary Clinton's pivot to Asia policy. And I actually sat with him for about 3 hours with a video camera. He's in my Crouching Tiger documentary series. Here's the punchline about Kurt Campbell. This guy is a very intelligent, very polished, high-level policy analyst. He understands China, sir, as well as you and I do.
So not at all. Gotcha. Okay. Totally in the dark. He's basically, when it comes to China policy, he might as well have just been chloroformed and buried alive.
Yet he got totally bought off and compromised by the political elites and by communist China itself and the money from places like Sequoia Capital. And if that can happen to a guy like Kurt Campbell, it can happen to almost anybody, which is...
Well, is it, what's the guy, Wen Jiaguo, is that I forget his name now, the guy who's friends with Bannon. So yeah, just about anybody can end up on a dissonant Chinese billionaire's yacht who turns out not to be a dissonant at all, but a plant by the Chinese government to appear like he's in opposition to create a controlled opposition in the United States, by funneling money to it and ultimately subverting, I couldn't be.
Is why we're in the mess we're in. It's all pay for play. There's no populist, economic, nationalist approach to loving this country.
I don't know. Have you heard Biden speak lately, fuckhead? As far as populist message about loving this country, have you heard Trump talk? According to him, yeah, Guo and Guai. Thank you so much, Boston Brian. I was blitzing on his name because there's another guy too. Does he even listen to Trump's speech? Probably not. I mean, he's heard the same shit. Like, Trump does nothing but shit on the country.
God, country, and family. People like Kurt Campbell, to me, are the worst of the worst because they should know better. So
if they don't, how are the other people who are taking their word like you did during the time you were working on the Trump campaign? How come all this, like, hindsight being 2020, Biden is de-risking and decoupling and deleveraging us from China, but suddenly it's your fucking idea, even though this is a guy you used to pal around with and he's in your documentary and you bought his line initially at the exact same fucking time supposedly Hillary Clinton was, but all of a sudden, looking back, neither one of you has anything to do with the dude. No one is actively seeking deeper ties economically with China right now that isn't completely either bought by the CCP or totally lost their fucking mind, or is in for a penny, in for a pound, and is looking for the next big sucker to buy them out.
where we are, Steve, look, it's all about the posse right now.
It definitely. I've always felt that myself. What did he say? I'm sorry. I must have misheard that word. My mind wandered.
Posse, we need you, posse.
Yep.
You got to keep hammering on that house.
Hammering on the posse. I'm with you. What?
To focus on these two themes. Let's get to the bottom of Chinese influence peddling in this country. Biden, Hunter, James,
and all the people who are currently engaged in getting us out.
And Joe are the tip of that iceberg.
Then the iceberg is what the Chinese Titanic is headed right for. Yes, Joe Biden is the tip of the iceberg that the Chinese Titanic is headed for, along with their carbon fiber submersible that will follow it.
Uncovering them will be useful, but it goes far beyond that. And the weaponization of government, Steve.
Yes, the weaponization. Well, we have to weaponize the government so that we can throw everything to China when we're not.
It's just crazy. I'm telling you.
Yes, it is just crazy. And excuse me, Dr. Navarro, can you please stop? Steve is stammering. He has something to interject. Probably some military jargon or some sort of analogy to the I don't know, the iceberg is the tip of this ice sphere.
More subpoenas are going to be flying.
Yeah, flying subpoenas. That's what it is. Like monkeys in The Wizard of Oz, but subpoenas instead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, hang on.
And they won't come from us. Yeah. That's the point. They're putting the subpoenas out, and we're...
Doc, shut the fuck up. They're playing your playoff music, and you haven't said anything.